27 workers dead, an illegal mine, and it seems that a mining practice that was banned almost a decade ago still is claiming lives in the northeastern state of Meghalaya. We are talking about what we refer as rat hole mining, why National Green Tribunal banned it, and why despite ban, such kind of mining still continues in the northeastern region specifically. In this video, we will try to understand what is the regulatory failure related to it, how mining mafia has been able to continue operating in this area, and why so many people are risking their life to work in such kind of dangerous mine. So first of all, if you try to understand the background of this particular topic, recently in Thangsok region of Meghalaya, an explosion that occurred in the rat hole mine has claimed the life of 27 people as of the recent update. Now these 27 workers, their bodies have been recovered, and after this incident, government has directed to have a crackdown on the illegal mining activities. Government has given authority to the officials involved here that they should go arrest and ensure that such kind of mining which is banned by NGT is not practiced anymore. However, we have to understand the ban came into existence in 2014. Again, in the next, that is the following year in 2015, government then further, our NGT we can say it further solidified the ban. But despite this, persistently we can say the mining and safety failures are being recorded. And this is not one isolated incident. We look at the several such incidents in the past as well. Now, before going further, let us try to understand what is rat hole mining. Now, this can be considered as a primitive method of extracting coal from the narrow seams. Seams basically we can refer as a coal bed that you find largely in the hilly areas. So, for example, if you have hills like this in Meghalaya, this entire hill is made up of rock structures. And within the layer of rock, here and there you will find a thin layer of coal deposit. And through the rat hole mining, workers and the mining companies, we can say, are trying to extract coal from such kind of area as such. So you can only extract coal by creating and digging a hole, and you keep on going inside extracting coal by using primitive method such as by using we can say small tools, weapons and basket as such. This is very common in areas of northeastern India, especially the states of Meghalaya, where you have such kind of hill structure and where the coal is found. So narrow pits and tunnels are basically dug here, and this make it very deadly, because if you look at the size or extent of this pits and tunnel being dug, it is barely enough for one person. It can be anywhere between 600 mm to 800 millimeters only, and workers descend using ropes or bamboo ladders. That means structural support is also not very sound. Even a small problem or even a small rock slide, landslide can cause and can trigger the breakdown of this bamboo and ropes and causing high degree of casualty. Now, if you look at the overall technique that is used in the rat hole mining, two techniques are used in case of India. One is called as side cutting method, other is called as box cutting method. Side cutting method, as you can see from this rock structure of Meghalaya, is where horizontal tunnels are dug along the hill slopes, and then worker try to move through these horizontal tunnels which basically is trapping the bed of coal, and this coal bed is not very thick. It can be anywhere between 2 meters to 3 meters as such. In the case of Meghalaya, most of the coal bed are hardly 2 meters thick as such. Similarly, the other alternative method adopted is referred as box cutting. In box cutting, again, if you have the hill like this, in the first stance, a vertical rectangular pit is dug at the top. It can be anywhere between 10 to 100 square meter. Depth of this pit can go as far as 100 to 400 feet. They keep on digging the pit unless and until they reach this bed. Why this bed? Because it is in this bed you will find the coal seam as such. So after digging a vertical pit, then they descend at 100 to 400 feet, and then they start drilling the horizontal rat hole tunnel to extract coal from this coal seam or coal bed as such. So side cutting and box cutting, these are two major mining technique we can say is being used as far as the rat hole mining is concerned. Now, obviously, working conditions are pitiful here, because as per report, it is believed that manual extraction is being done here. It is largely the labor of the people which is being employed to extract coal, and they are not also working with advanced equipment or machineries. Largely, they are using the primitive tools such as pickaxes, and then they are collecting coal in the basket, and while coming out, then they are withdrawing the coal and bringing the coal in the basket as such. Plus, ventilation or a structural support is also not provided to them. For example, we have discussed they are descending through this bamboo structure, they are descending by hanging along the rope, and if the rope breaks, there is no alternative safety provided provided to them. There is no safety gear or emergency exit in case of collapse of the mine. In case of the you can say rock slide, landslide, there is a high probability that entire mine will collapse and can lead to blockage of the enclosure, blockage of the entranceway, and extremely hazardous operation. Obviously, by looking at this we can understand is going on as far as this particular mining is concerned. Now coming to the legal status, we know that mining is being done continuously. It has been done from last several we can say decades as such, but in 2014 NGT took the cognizance of the matter, and then NGT, that is National Green Tribunal, banned these activities, ensuring that the workers' right is respected and also to ensure that the hazard posed to the workers' health and also environment is limited here. Ban again was reaffirmed when the matter was taken by Meghalaya state government to the Supreme Court as such in 2015, and the reason behind this was simply because of the monsoon flood. Because you can understand here again, the rat hole which the miners are drilling are very narrow, especially during the monsoon time. We know that Meghalaya state receive one of the highest amount of rainfall in India, so there is a very high chance of entire hole being flooded as such, entire mining structure that is being dug getting flooded as such, and several deaths were reported because of monsoon related flooding. Taking cognizance of this matter, then NGT has put a ban on this. Meghalaya government, as we have discussed, challenged the ban in Supreme Court since the matter is being heard. Now the question is that what kind of environmental and safety concerns were raised when the matter was being discussed in a tribunal court. First of all, the risk, as we have already stated before, there is very high risk associated with the collapse of the mine, especially due to heavy landslides, rock slides caused by the heavy monsoon shower. Second, obviously, as monsoon rainfall is very heavy here, the water can keep on entering, and as there is no alternative way for the water to come out, it will keep on filling the mines as such, especially when the mining is done using the second method that we have discussed, is the box cutting method. And third, obviously, is suffocation. Many times there is a lack of oxygen, and plus also because there is no safety procedure being followed here, there is no proper availability of oxygen being made through what we can call as the pipes and all, as is done in the normal mines. What happens many times when the workers descend to a greater depth, there is a lack of availability of oxygen, there is a higher amount of poisonous gases such as CO2, methane, that can also lead to suffocation related death. And land degradation, deforestation obviously is an outcome of mining, because this entire northeastern area is a pristine hill and densely forested area, and when mining goes on, especially using the illegal methods and all that, obviously we can expect that deforestation would be an outcome, a natural outcome as such. Plus many times, because while doing this mining, as it is being done illegally, there is no proper responsibility and accountability fixed on any particular actor, any particular company, industry as such. Many times mining is also leading to pollution of water level here. The waste dumping is being observed. Many areas, many rivers are being where the waste are being dumped by the irresponsible miners here. And overall we can say it seems that today this kind of mining, the rat hole mining that we are talking about in the northeastern India, has become quite unregulated and unsafe in nature. Now the question is that what is the extent of violations we have recorded in last couple of years. So first of all, we do not have a central incident database that reports the number of death or casualties related to rat hole mining, but overall the violations recorded as per the police record was 477 violations between the year 2014 to 18, and repeated fatal incidents we have observed related to this particular mining method, and this point toward a single fact that the enforcement of the ban is almost non-existent, or at least it is very weak. Now, major past incident is also not that Meghalaya is seeing first such case, and that is why people have begun to talk about it. Government has begun to take action. In Meghalaya itself, several such incidents which has led to loss of life of the mining personals, mining workers have been reported. The recent cases of 2018 itself, 15 miners were trapped and died due to lack of oxygen suffocation. Again, if you come, this is the Meghalaya. If you go further up, you also have Assam state. In Assam, in the Dima Hasao region, rat hole mining is being practiced. In 2023, just 2 years back, 9 workers were killed again due to this illegal method. 2023, again the same year, near the Silk Yara tunnel, rat hole miners were used, who get trapped and basically died there. And overall, thus it shows the paradox of ban versus reliance, because many people, it's not only that illegal miners are exploiting these workers, but to large extent these workers are also dependent on rat hole mining to earn the livelihood. So the question is that if it is such a deadly and fatal occupation, why people are still going for such kind of method. And the biggest reason behind this is the extent of availability of coal. As we have discussed before, in the Meghalayan region or in the Assam region, in the hilly areas, most of the coal bed where coal resources are found are very thin in nature, and this kind of thin coal bed cannot be extracted using machines as such. So that is why the only way you can extract this is by using the human labor. And because it is such a high risk job, the miners are willing to pay higher wages compared to whatever is alternative available to the worker. For example, if they compare with the Manrega wages, here they get higher wages. That is why they are willing to work here, even if they put their we can say life at risk. Lack of alternative livelihood, obviously, because if there were other safer livelihood opportunity available to these miner or these mining workers, they would have taken that. So there is obviously a high degree of unemployment, and they are then forced to feed their family to take participation and take part in such kind of activity as such. And plus, we have discussed NGT has put a ban, but why still such kind of mining goes on? To a large extent, experts point out toward the politician bureaucracy nexus operating here, who has turned blind eye towards such mining activities, who obviously are also involved in corruption and corruption related activities. That might be one reason behind. So the question is that what should be done moving forward so that such kind of unfortunate incidents and accidents can be minimized? A strict enforcement of NGT ban. There should not be any other alternative. Livelihood and skill training should be provided to those mining workers who are dependent on rat hole mining. Then they would also will not participate in such kind of dangerous act. A stronger labor safety inspection to ensure that wherever mining is being carried out, the proper hazard analysis is done, proper safety gear is being provided to them, and environmental restoration wherever mining has resulted into pollution, destruction, degradation of forest land. And to a large extent, we can say the long-term viable solution is only removing such kind of mining method. For example, rat hole mining should gradually be disbanded, should gradually be done away with, and we should move toward a regulated mining related jobs or even green jobs in these particular area. That is only way how we can solve the life, we can say solve this problem related to the rat hole mining related, and also will be able to protect and conserve our environment. So that's all for this particular video. If you like the video, share it with your aspirants as well as subscribe to the channel for more such content. Thank you very much.